In the current automotive market, a vehicle's long-term value isn't just determined by its initial mess-up or its features, but by the mechanical trust the secondary market places in its drivetrain. While many buyers focus on technology and interior comforts, the reality of transmission reliability remains the single largest factor in post-warranty depreciation. When a specific model develops a reputation for gearbox failure, the financial impact is immediate. Auction prices drop, and dealership trade-in offers sharpen. Today, we are analyzing 10 vehicles where transmission concerns have fundamentally altered their market trajectory. Let's start with the 2013 Chevrolet Traverse. This generation of the Traverse, along with its siblings the GMC Acadia and Buick Enclave, has become a cautionary tale in the mid-size SUV segment. The primary issue stems from the 6T75 six-speed automatic transmission, specifically regarding the 3.5R wave plate. When this component fails, it often releases metal debris throughout the system, leading to a total loss of gears. From a market perspective, these vehicles now sit in a difficult price bracket. While they appear to be high-value used family haulers, the estimated repair cost for a transmission replacement often exceeds 40% of the vehicle's total resale value. Consequently, savvy buyers have shifted toward used Highlanders or Pilots, leaving the Traverse to face significant resale pressure at independent dealerships. Next on the list is a vehicle that represents a more modern engineering challenge: the 2022 Subaru Ascent. Subaru's transition to high-torque Lineartronic CVTs was intended to balance fuel efficiency with all-wheel drive capability. But the Ascent has faced documented struggles with chain slip and sensor malfunctions. For a vehicle marketed toward growing families who prioritize longevity, these early-onset mechanical ripples have caused a noticeable dip in owner satisfaction scores. In the used market, inventory levels for the 2022 models have remained higher than expected as lease returns hit the lots. Potential buyers often hesitate when comparing the Ascent to competitors with traditional planetary gear automatics. The future outlook for the Ascent's resale value depends heavily on whether software updates can truly mitigate the physical stress on the CVT belt system. Moving to the heavy-duty segment, we find the 2018 Ford F-150. Specifically, we are looking at the early iterations of the 10R80 10-speed transmission. While this gearbox was a joint venture designed for efficiency, many owners reported harsh shifting, erratic gear hunting, and clunking during deceleration. Unlike a complete failure, these drivability issues create a psychological barrier for used buyers. When a truck is used for towing or work, confidence in the transmission is paramount. We've seen a trend where F-150s with higher mileage are being traded in earlier than previous generations, leading to an oversupply of 2018 models at auction. This inventory buildup has forced prices down by an additional 5 to 8%, compared to the historical depreciation curve of the F-150. Market shifts like these often occur because used car inspected reports now circulate faster than ever, allowing buyers to identify these transmission patterns before they even step onto a lot. Another model facing significant scrutiny is the 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Equipped with the ZF 9-speed automatic, the Cherokee has struggled with software calibration since the platform's inception. Buyers often complain about a dead spot when accelerating from a stop or a refusal to downshift under load. Because this transmission is used across several brands, its reputation for searching for the right gear has become well known. In the used market, the Cherokee faces intense competition from the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. Because the Jeep's ownership costs are perceived to be higher due to these electronic and mechanical complexities, resale values have seen a sharp drop. Dealers are often forced to use aggressive incentives or no-haggle deep discounts just to move 2019 inventory that has exceeded 60 days on the lot. Then there is the 2017 Nissan Altima. The Altima is perhaps the most famous victim of CVT stigma. Nissan's Xtronic units in this era were prone to overheating and premature belt wear, often leading to a limp mode during highway driving. This has created a bifurcated market. While the Altima remains a popular rental and fleet vehicle, the private secondary market is wary. This lack of buyer confidence has resulted in some of the highest depreciation rates in the mid-size sedan segment. An Altima that originally retailed for $25,000 can struggle to hold even 30% of that value after 5 years of typical use. For buyers, the cheap entry price of a used Altima is often offset by the looming possibility of a $4,000 to $5,000 transmission replacement. This brings us to one of the most significant legal and mechanical cases in recent history: the 2016 Ford Focus. The PowerShift dual-clutch transmission in the Focus was designed to provide the fuel economy of a manual with the ease of an automatic. But the reality was a decade of shuddering, slipping, and repeated clutch replacements. From an analytical standpoint, the 2016 Focus has almost no floor to its resale value. Many reputable dealers refuse to take them on trade-in because the liability of the transmission failing shortly after resale is too high. This has created a massive inventory of these vehicles in the private sale, or as is markets. It is a stark reminder of how a single engineering choice can effectively destroy the long-term equity of a high-volume global platform. It's worth observing that as manufacturers rush more gears and complex software into modern transmissions to meet EPA standards, the window for tried-and-true reliability seems to be narrowing across the board. A more recent entry to this list is the 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Like the F-150, the Silverado's 8L90 8-speed transmission has been the subject of numerous technical service bulletins regarding shudder issues related to the torque converter. For many truck owners, the Silverado is a tool for business, and any downtime for transmission service is a direct financial loss. We have seen a significant shift in buyer psychology where users are specifically seeking out the 6-speed or the newer 10-speed variants, leaving the 8-speed models to sit in dealer inventory for longer periods. This declining demand for the 8-speed configuration has created a measurable price gap in the used market, where a truck with the wrong transmission can sell for thousands less than an identical model with a more reliable gearbox. Moving into the family hauler segment, we have the 2024 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. The Pacifica Hybrid uses an E-Flight electrically variable transmission that is vastly different from a standard automatic. While innovative, it has been plagued by recalls and stop-drive orders due to internal short circuits that can lead to a loss of power. For a 2024 model to already be showing up on avoid lists is a significant blow to its market position. Buyers in this segment prioritize safety and consistency above all else. The complexity of the hybrid drivetrain means that repairs cannot be handled by independent shops, tying the owner to expensive dealership service departments. As a result, the Pacifica Hybrid is seeing some of the sharpest first-year depreciation in the minivan category, as buyers gravitate toward the more proven Toyota Sienna hybrid system. Our penultimate entry is the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. The redesigned Santa Fe launched with a wet dual-clutch transmission that was almost immediately met with a massive recall and a stop sale due to a software logic error that could cause the transmission to damage itself internally. When a brand-new, high-profile redesign hits a major mechanical wall in its first 6 months, the impact on the vehicle's market soul is profound. Even after the software fix, the first-year model stigma remains. Dealers are already seeing a buildup of 2024 inventory as consumers opt for the older, more proven designs, or wait for the 2025 models to see if the issues persist. The financial impact here isn't just in repair costs, but in the loss of momentum for a vehicle that was supposed to be a segment leader. Finally, we reach the most significant entry, the 2025 Lexus LX600. This is perhaps the most surprising vehicle on this list, because Lexus is usually the gold standard for reliability. However, the 2025 LX600, along with its Toyota Tundra and Sequoia siblings, has been hit by a massive engine and transmission integration issue involving machining debris from the factory. While the 10-speed automatic itself is a robust design, the presence of internal contaminants can lead to catastrophic failure. For a vehicle that costs well over $100,000, any doubt regarding its 300,000-mile capability is a disaster for its resale value. The market reacted strongly because the LX600's entire value proposition is built on forever reliability. When that confidence is shaken, the premium buyers pay over a Range Rover or a Cadillac Escalade begins to evaporate. We are seeing a rare moment where Lexus inventory is actually accumulating on lots, and the secondary market is pausing to see how Toyota handles the long-term remedy. If the fix isn't perceived as absolute, the LX600 could face the largest dollar amount depreciation in the brand's history. Whether it's rushed technology, manufacturing defects, or fundamental design flaws, the transmission remains the heartbeat of a vehicle's market value. In 2026, the cost of being an early adopter of new transmission tech has never been higher. Which of these vehicles surprised you the most? And have you experienced these issues firsthand? Would you like me to analyze the specific diagnostic trouble codes for the Lexus LX600 to see if your vehicle might be affected by the current recall?